Any questions? Does anybody have any questions?
I don't know if it's just my brain, but even when I'm doing Duolingo, I have to really think about, is it the or a? You know, like the cat or a cat.
Okay.
It's my brain. I'm like, okay, is that and I always screw it up usually. But ironically, the lesson I'm working on now in Duolingo is doing kind of what we were doing, the SE and then a thousand, you know.
Uh-huh.
That I'm working on, or that's the lesson I'm on right now. So that's kind of good because it's going into my head.
Okay.
It
Okay.
doesn't really discuss why, but
So now, now, do you have, now, of course, you don't have trouble figuring out whether it's or the in English, right?
no. Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay. Well, the thing is that if you see an article, I mean, it's something in front of the noun,
Yeah.
it's the, it's always the.
Oh,
Because nothing ever appears, you know, no ever appears in front of a noun.
Okay.
You know, the indefinite article a, you know, does not exist in Gaelic.
Okay.
So if it's just the word by itself, that means a, you know, cat would be a cat.
Okay. Yeah. And that's what, like, when it's asking, you know, a black cat, let's say, and it might have in parentheses a, but I'm just like, okay, black cat, because I know that's right. But it'll say like an, you know, on cat do or something. So that would be the black cat, right?
Yeah, that would be the black cat, because you have something, you know, you have an article, you know, the is called an article. Okay, so you have if you have an article in front of the noun, that's a the.
Okay.
If
I'll try
if
I screw it up every time. It'll be
it's
talking
not
about
there, if it's not there, that's
Yeah.
an But if it's there in any form, I mean, you know, so there's many different forms that the can take. It can be on, it can be a apostrophe, it can be you know, and then when we get, now we're starting to do the genitive, you'll see that it can also be well, it can be na, okay, it could be nam or nan, you know, so
And spelling's always an issue too. I have to look at words.
yeah. Well, that's why God made spell check.
Yeah. Well, on Duolingo though, it's kind of like
Okay.
you can click on the word.
well,
And it's like, did I spell that right? You know, there's an extra I or A or E or whatever, or was it BH or DH or?
Okay, yeah. I mean, though, you know, though a cheat might be write the word in Word first, check the spelling, and then you know, copy and paste it into Duolingo. I mean, you know, so if they're so persnickety about that.
Oh, they are. They're very. And so I get it wrong. Or my spell check on my phone will put something, and it's like, are you kidding me? Because you get 5 tries basically, and if you blow it, 5 tries per lesson. And so if my puppy is freaking out downstairs. You know, like if my phone, I'm trying to put one thing and it does, and sometimes it's English words too. And then I get it wrong because my phone, you know, auto corrected it to something that it's not.
Yeah. So yeah, so the now we're going to get into some of the stuff now, but remember, so if it's an or an on or an what else did I say? Na. Sometimes non or nam. Okay. Anything else? These are all thus, forms of the.
Okay. No, I think saying that if there's some in front of it, then it's the.
Yeah, yeah. If there's something in front of it, that's not another word and not another noun.
No.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, sometimes you have a modifier in front of it, or you have another noun, but if it's one of these words in front of it, and I think I've got all of them, on, na,
Let me
non,
see.
yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So, but if you see one of these, it's a the.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's an ah.
Or
Okay.
the order, like I'm trying to think something. There's a big house in Terry or something, and the house, I screw it up, and it's supposed to be like the big house in Cheery or whatever. So
Yeah. Ballamore Town Savala, something like that.
yeah.
Okay. There is a big house in the town. Okay. Versus Ballamore House Savala. There, or not there, the big house is in the town. Okay. Or what else? Ballamore. Okay. Bala more Anambala. The big house is in a town.
Yeah, that's the one that gets me.
Yeah.
Is it Thai or Vala? Or did you just
Anambala.
is a house?
Town.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yes, town.
Oh, yeah.
Don't screw me up.
Yeah. Timor. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there is a big house in town.
On Timor.
Hold on. Hold on just a second.
On Timor. Okay.
Michael, so when a apostrophe is in front of someone's name, well, it's actually saying the Mary.
The Mary.
The Mary, or no, or is that well,
No,
if you're.
I don't think that occurs.
It's evocative.
Yeah, but what does occur is a without the apostrophe.
Oh, without the apostrophe.
Yeah. A body,
Yeah.
Like, oh, Mary. I mean, like in older English,
Mhm.
sometimes people would say, oh, John, I mean, and that O would be, actually an old form of the vocative. So we still have that in Gaelic. Avari, a Hamish. Okay. But little things matter. There's no apostrophe.
Uh-huh.
But let's see. I can't think of a context in which you would say the Mary.
Can you say Avari Akin?
Our Mary? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the you do that in Irish.
Oh, okay. Oh, let's see.
Like our Mary.
Oh, Avari Akin. Would you say that? Our Mary Akin. I don't know if you'd say that.
Yeah, might just be an Irish thing.
Yeah. Oh, can you say
You
that?
say that in English and Irish too, our Mary,
Mary,
our Mary went out last night.
Yeah, now you could definitely say that. Mary the Akin, our Mary. I don't know.
Oh, actually, it's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, don't
If it's the Mary of us. Avari Akin.
Is that talking about the person in the family named Mary, or is it talking about the Holy Mary?
Yeah, family.
Yeah.
Family? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Though I don't know it would be any different. I mean, but if you're trying to differentiate between Mary the Akin, I guess somebody else's Mary,
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking, we don't use the article with it then.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's the same.
yeah. And I'm trying, and I've never seen an instance of that, which is not to say that it couldn't happen, but it doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, and there's probably some weird thing. You can say a Mairi Ella made perhaps the other Mary, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But you do
Well,
that in English too.
Yeah.
if you have a family where there's, well, in Scotland, don't they do that? Like, okay, grandpa's name is this and he has 4 boys. And so now you have 4 Ferguses or something.
Right. Yeah. Well, were you here when I did the bit on Gaelic names?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like you'd have Fergus Beck, Fergus Moore, Fergus the Fost, Fergus the Postman, so something like that. I mean, each one would have a Faranum, a nickname. So, so that's how you'd distinguish between them. Okay. All right. Anyway. Okay. All right. Well, let's get started on the prepared stuff. Does anybody else have any questions about this? Now, coincidentally, now that you brought this up, Michelle, we're going to be getting into other forms of the. So we'll see other ways in which those work. And start learning how to differentiate between which one we use.
Mhm.
Because let's see, which the you use, let's see, which the depends on gender, number, first letter or 2, and let's see, gender, number, and case. That is whether it's in the prepositional case or the root case, the what's called the nominative or accusative case, or it's the genitive case. And so which the you use depends on all of these, and there's a whole table, but we're going to start looking at those. Okay, so tonight, as you've seen, if you had a chance to take a look at the material I sent out, we're looking at the genitive today. Okay, the genitive masculine singular. And because it gets very specific, and probably have to break this down over several sessions, but what else do we have to do? Keeps us off the streets. Okay.
Yeah, hey, it's better than sitting at a table, wringing your neck, trying to get the puzzle pieces in.
There you go.
You get obsessed at 2 o'clock in the morning. This one is the last. It's got to go somewhere.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So, Gael-Talk, capital, Figus and Shock. Okay. Here's our piper for the week. Okay.
Oh,
There's Heather. Okay.
She said she was having problems. She texted me, but I wasn't home, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you guys.
Well, Feskema, Heather. Feskema.
Tapoli.
Okay. We were chatting about some other stuff. But so we're just getting started now. So you're just in time.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. Sorry, I had a very long day.
Okay. Save it, because we're going to try to have a conversation session later.
Okay.
And you can tell us about it or tell your partner about it in Gaelic.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Falcha, then Shanach on the Shechen, and then the grammar na Shechen, and òran na Shechen, and Korag. Okay. All right. Okay. So Shanach on the Shechen is Sankan nach Klechcha Chenga Chechcha. Okay. The language not practiced is the language withered.
No truer statement.
Language withered. What's that?
No truer statement.
No true statement. Yeah. Sankana nach Klechcha Chenga Chechcha. All right. And as with many of these proverbs, Gaelic likes to, well, English does this too. You know, if you have a saying, very often it'll have a rhythm or a rhyme or something, I mean, like, well, I can't think of any in English, but, like make it or break it, things like that. You have, some sort of internal rhyme or, some sort of rhyme that helps you remember it. It's a mnemonic device, a memory device. Anyway, so kana nachlekcha chenga chekcha. All right, Liva. All right, okay. And that's a picture of the sorriest rose I could find. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So grammar na shechina. Okay. So so the genitive case indicates possession. It does something else too, but we'll get into that later. Right now, we'll just consider it the possessive. Okay. And it's in the structure of something of another thing. So bola chach, bowl of a cat. Okay. Bola achach, bowl of the cat. Okay. Bola nankat, bowl of the cats. Okay. So now in English, we'd probably say something like the cat's bowl, or something like that. We'd use the possessive with the apostrophe S. Gaelic is not so simple. Okay. In English, there's just essentially one rule for the possessive, right? One genitive case, the apostrophe S. Okay, but in Gaelic, it gets quite a bit more complicated. So now there are various rules governing the formations and usage of the genitive. So tonight, we're just going to do the genitive singular masculine. Okay, genitive singular masculine. Okay. Okay, and the thing to remember is that the thing possessed comes first. Okay, in this case, the bowl of the cat, the bowl of a cat. Okay, the thing possessed comes first. Okay, and then the possessor. So it's kind of opposite of English. In English, you'd say the cat's bowl. In Gaelic, you'd say bola achach. Okay, all right. So now, and the genitive takes a different form from. It's called the nominative or the accusative, or the root word. Okay. Okay. So where can I put that now? Okay. Okay. Note the root of the noun is often called nominative or accusative. So I'll just put a little note there. Okay, so that's a form that you'll see, and that's the form that you see when you look at word up. Okay, so here's a word from fhacal Beck, car or car. Okay, short A. Okay, it's a bend or spin or a turn or a trick, a fraud, something like that. Okay. Okay, so it's a trick, it's a job, it could be a task. Okay, so, a lot of different definitions, but it's a noun. Okay, and now I'm going to ask for your attention on the notations under here. Okay, so we see the notation. So first, fear, fearnach, masculine. Okay, it's a masculine word. Okay, the gene means ginalach, or genitive in English. And you see, so you have the gene and kur. Okay, so it gives you the genitive. The dictionary will give you the genitive, and this is any dictionary, any Gaelic dictionary, of course. Okay, but it'll give you the genitive, and so you can look it up. So the question is, how do you figure out what the genitive of a word is? Well, you look it up. Okay, and after a while, you start to get used to the forms, and after a while, or later on, in our learning, we can take a look at some of the patterns that evolve. But for now, I think just look it up, okay? And the IOL indicates Yolra, indicates, a little difficult for me to say, indicates the plural. And right here, this is a common notation, -an. Okay, which means you add the an to the end of the word, Karen. You see, so it's Karen. It's the word plus the an. That's the plural. Okay, but it's all here in the notation. This little, a lot of information in these little words here. And I don't know why. No, I've never called your attention to this, I don't think. And we haven't had need to, up until this point. But there's a tremendous amount of information in just these few words here, parts of words, okay, initials. So we know that it's Fiernach, or masculine, and the genitive adds an I, kur, and the plural adds an an, okay? But not to the genitive, but to the original word. The an goes on the end of the original word, okay? And if there's no notation, if there's only one notation, the genitive and plural are the same. So balich, so balach, boy, and so the genitive and the plural is balich. You see, because it only has one notation. And that 7, what looks like a 7 is a Gallic and. It's an Gallic ampersand. Okay.
I have maybe a silly question, but okay, going back to car, how it says that you add an I, where was it? For the plural? Okay.
Oh, and change the A to U. Okay.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So change the A to U.
Good.
Wait, okay, that might, because what I was going to ask is, does it always go after, well, this doesn't make sense now. So let's say you put the I after the A. Does it always go after the second vowel, or does it ever go in front?
No, that insertion, that it's called a slenderization.
Okay.
Does not occur in front of the, in front of the vowel.
Okay, so it'll always go
the main vowel, yeah.
Unless that
one right here, yeah, but this is one that the A changes too.
Yeah.
Okay, now there's a pattern to this, but we're not going to get into that. The thing to do, just look at that and go, okay, it's kur. Okay. The dictionary tells me that, because until we understand what's going on here, it'll just further confuse things to get into the rules about, the 7 different ways that that genitives are formed. It's just better for me to tell you, look it up. Okay. And then as you're using it, you go, okay. So now there are patterns and we'll discuss those. Okay. As we go forward, but not now. Okay. But anyway, but where I was right here is if there's only one form indicated, then that's both the plural and the genitive. So balich, that's the plural, okay, balich, nabalich, the boys, or balabalich, the ball of the boys, or the ball of boys, okay, or balavalich, the ball of the boys, okay. Okay, got that? If there's only one notation, then it's both plural and genitive. And other dictionaries follow the same pattern. Here we have an excerpt from Colin Mark, Doris, door, okay. And right here, Colin Mark doesn't, so just be aware of the order in which these things appear. Colin Mark doesn't mark, say this is genitive or something like that, but this indicates, but the next item is genitive. Okay, you see, and it's dorush. And that's a very common pattern too, dorush, the slenderization at the end. Okay, dorus, dorush. Okay, and the plural right here, and the third one is the plural form. And for dorus, it could be either dorush or dorsun. Okay, so that gives you an alternative plural. Okay. All right, so, okay, got that? Okay, so that's how Colin Mark looks. Okay, Faklerbeg makes, tells you what these things are. Colin Mark just lists them, but in the same order. So, the next one is genitive, and then is plural. All right, okay. Okay. And here I make a remark that there are various rules and patterns, not so much rules, but patterns, various patterns. I'll put patterns, that's a better word, for whether the plural or the genitive is formed from slenderization of internal vowels. But these get complicated, and we'll just stick with rule number 1 right now. Look it up. Okay. And also there's some words that don't change at all. Okay, for the genitive. The genitive looks the same as the nominative, as the root word. Okay, but for right now, we'll just stick with look it up. Okay, all right. Okay, so right here I made a mistake. Bola, kach. Okay, okay. Now, okay, so masculine genitive singular. So that's what we're going to look at right now. Masculine genitive singular. Okay. Town catch. Okay. A head of a cat. So as we were talking with Michelle earlier, there's no or on or or anything in front of the cown. So we know it's a head, right? Cown catch. Unyik doris. Okay, a window of a door, unyik doris, dorish. Okay, and it's dorish that's in the genitive, not unyik. Okay, and above it's kat that's in the genitive, not cown. Okay, mulichtaya. Okay, or and so it would be a roof of a house. Okay, very simple. The root word and the genitive. Root word and the genitive, okay? Nothing in between, a roof of a house. Okay? Any questions about this? Just the 2 words by themselves. Very simple. And what's the genitive form that you want? Well, you look it up. And after a while, you'll start to remember them, okay? All right, so. Now, if we throw in a definite, that is, we throw in a the, and it's funny, Michelle, that you brought this issue up.
Well, I looked ahead a little bit, so.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Okay, so.
And I'm like, this is.
Yeah.
Crumbles my brain a bit.
That's right. Okay, so we have count achach. Count achach. The head of the cat. Okay. And it doesn't necessarily mean head on a spike. It just means the head of the cat. Okay. Okay. Unyik andorash, window of the door. Or it could be the window of the door. And I'll talk about that in a second. Mulachantaya, roof of the house. Or the roof of the house. All right. All right. So a couple of things to remember. Only one per customer. The only one per customer rule. There's only one the in a genitive phrase. Okay, so in translating, this creates a little bit of ambiguity because count achach could mean a head of the cat, the head of the cat, or the head of a cat. Okay, yeah.
How
Okay.
funny.
Yeah. So, so you can have varied meanings there, but as you're writing it, you just remember only one the, and it goes before the last noun, which is the genitive noun. Okay. Okay. Count a catch. So, so there's a the there, and you have to be flexible to try to understand out of context or in context what it is that is meant. So now the nominative form of the definite noun would be ankat, and the genitive would be akach. So we have as well, so now once Gaelic goes in, I mean, it decides, no, I'm going to make this complicated, Gaelic goes all in. Okay. No, it's not a little bit complicated, You think you understand it now? Just wait. Okay. So anyway, so the changes. The form of the changes. Okay. So, and I have a list here of how that happens. So you have the root word, and it depends on, like I said, the case, the beginning letter, the gender. So these are all masculine, but look how it changes. So ort, hammer, is untort, as the definite noun. Urst is the genitive, and unurst as the genitive definite. So you see, so we change and we lose the T hyphen. So the gutturals, the C and G, crook, hill, on crook, the hill, creek. The genitive, and a creek for the genitive definite. And one of the ways to remember this too is that you can never have on creek or something like that, and on in front of a lenited letter. Okay, or at least not here. Well, actually you do, but that's something else anyway. So gu, voice, on gu, gua for the genitive, and agua for the genitive definite. Tai, antai, tea. You see here we just add an E at the end. We already have an I on the inside, so you can't add another I, so add an E on the end, and it's antea. Or dorn, fist, ondorn, durn, ondurn for the genitive, okay? Skatten, herring, anskatten, skattin, anskattin. Okay, so here we have a slenderization for the genitive. And satchel, satellite, ansatchel, satchel, or antachel. Okay, so note that there are certain S words that don't take the T. Masculine S words take the T in the genitive, except, and you might think of it as you cannot pronounce them. So I make a little note down below. So you can say, with schlock, you can say on tluch. For sneed, you can say on tniva. For strone, you can say on throne. But you cannot say, let's see, on impossible forms. You can't say on gotten, on tval, on puta, on tutuich. You see, I mean, you can't say those words, and so they don't take the T in front. Okay, but the TA or the T vowel or the S vowel, you can put a T in front. Okay, all right. So, and our buddies, the big
fluffy mashed potatoes.
The big, or the bowl of fluffy mashed potatoes, Boranach, ambordenach, borenich, avordenich. Okay. Fia, amphia, a deer. Thay, or anye. Okay, so here we have an anye. Okay. Mulach, mulach, mulich, avulich. Or press, press, pries, afries. Okay, so here we have so we see the onset. Okay, all of these lanite. Okay, and the thes change in all of them. So the form of the changes, even though it's the same word, it's just in a different gender. Okay. Okay. Any questions so far? Now this takes a little time to learn, so so we're going to be coming back to it, but I want you to get the general idea right now, and maybe if only if the general idea is help. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, okay. And one more thing, and this goes for all the genitive forms, but adding it here because it's an important rule. Just like there can only be one definite article of the for each genitive phrase, there can only be one word in the genitive for each genitive phrase. So, okay, oh, well, I could go here. I go kat avali. The cat of the boy, okay? Kat avalik, okay? Spoke kat avalik, the paw of the boy's cat, okay? Or of the cat of the boy, okay? Okay, so note that kat is not in the genitive, only valik is, okay? Or Inya spoke kat avalik. Okay, the nail of the paw, the nail or the claw of the paw of the cat of the boy. Okay, none of these are in the genitive, only the last one is. Okay. Or da inya spog cat. The color of the nail of the paw of the cat of the boy. Okay. Well, here, nothing else is in the genitive except the last one. And I constructed these, so balik is always at the end, okay? But just to illustrate that point, just like, and you'll notice in each one of these as well, go back to the other only one per customer rule. There's only one the. Even though in the translation, I have thes all over the place. The color of the nail of the paw of the cat of the boy, but in the translation, I mean, but you might mean, if you're saying it in Gaelic, you might mean, a color of the nail, of a paw, of a cat of the boy. I mean, you could have, it increases exponentially. Okay. Okay. But only one genitive and only one definite article, only one the, which in a way is kind of helpful because you only have to look up one genitive word if you're constructing a phrase. Okay, you don't have to look up 7. Okay, okay, all right, okay, all right. Any questions? Do we have any questions? All clear?
As mud.
As mud, yeah. Okay, okay. The thing that we want to aim for at the beginning is just conceptually clear. I mean, we have the general idea. The practical application will come as we practice it. But okay, so let's see if we can translate. Okay, so Hakas achach brischa.
The cat's broken leg.
Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Very
Poor
good.
cat.
Oh, poor kitty cat. Yeah.
Uh,
I'm picking on the cat today. Okay. Sholor of Arsht.
Is that bard?
Uh-huh. The bard. Yeah.
A poet.
Yeah, the poet. Okay. This is the book of the poet, the book of the bard.
oh, it's the
Yeah. Sholor of Arsht. Okay. Show right here. This is. Okay. Show would be this is. Okay. Get a count roin a mach asvur.
He,
king out.
The seal's head rose out of the sea.
mhm.
Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. Only it's not the seal's head, a seal's head.
Okay.
Oh,
Uh-huh. You see? Okay. Okay. So now Michelle knows that now because she can spot that there's no in her account. Okay. All right. Okay. Haruchikin kar Glas Andorra show.
Something is wrong with the lock of the store.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
oh, the
Yeah.
law.
Of the store.
Yeah. Andorra show. Yeah. Of the store. Yeah. Yeah. Glass. Lock. Okay. Okay. Yerik Sheen Gumulachandun.
Had that one.
Do we know Yerik?
We climbed.
We climb. Very good. Gumulach.
To the top of
Rush.
Yeah.
A man.
Yeah. Of the hill of the could be a fort.
Mhm.
The Dune, D-U-N, can be interpreted in a couple of different ways. Because Gaelic's an old ancient language, and and the first forts were on hills, and so they're called dune. That's why Dune Aitchen, which is the
Capital.
it's the capital, but it's also the fort of Aitchen.
Yeah.
Or the hill of Aitchen, and and when you're there, it's actually on top of a hill. Those provided natural fortifications, natural defenses, even before they built the walls. It wouldn't make much sense to put the fort down in the valley and build a wall. So the hills of the valley are at the level of the wall. So there's a great one. Let's see. What is it? I think it's Dunator. Okay. Dunator Castro. Okay. I mean, this really illustrates, that's a natural fortification right there, right? I mean, so you just have one or two natural trails up to, this little plateau. Okay. So anyway, so that's so here's another view of it. So it's a very natural fortification. That's a great place to put a castle. As people are looking to put a castle someplace, they go, oh well, here, why don't we build something out there? You hardly even need any walls. So
Yeah.
anyway, all right. Hada an or aher andrasta.
There. And
The color, the edge of the sky.
Yeah.
I had problems with this one.
the golden color.
Yeah, the golden color, or
Okay.
there,
The sky.
or a color of gold is on the sky now, or a golden color is on the sky. So now when you translate something like this, you just translate it to the most idiomatic English. Okay, but it says something like that. Okay, very good. The golden color. Okay, Fakatu bhàta, votic.
Is that boat? Bhàta?
stick. It looks like
Yeah.
stick.
Stick or cane,
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
either.
Yeah. Did you see the stick of the old man?
Ah,
Or
Okay.
cane.
Yeah. Bhàta would be or a boat would be bhàta.
Yeah, the accent.
Yeah.
oh, see.
Yeah, yeah. You see, you gotta pay attention. Yeah.
Well, I looked it up and I'm like, the stick of the old man? Is that supposed to be the boat of the old man?
Yeah. No. We gave a
And that's what they call canes. They call them bhàtas.
bhàta. Yeah,
Mhm.
bhàta.
So we could assume it's a cane, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Not a
Well,
stick.
I had
Right. Yeah. Not a stick. It would be like a stick of the dog. Have you seen Fido's stick?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But but a cane. Okay. Kurmi or on tour.
Got the carpenter's gold.
Yeah, I got the carpenter's gold. Okay.
and I didn't know what that meant.
Uh
I didn't know what that meant.
oh, okay.
When did he get his gold for?
that's,
I
that's
have-
his
You
secret.
don't have a lot of gold.
That's his secret. This is his savings. Okay, so
Oh, okay.
Ah,
yeah, but I got it. Okay, all right. I'll show Bonich an Alapinich.
is that bonnet?
Is this
Yep.
a Scottish
Hat.
bonnet?
Yeah, bonnet. Like a Balmoral, like this
Oh,
right here. Yeah.
Is that a Scottish bonnet?
Scottish cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scotsman's bonnet.
Yeah,
Alba.
the Scotsman's bonnet. Yeah.
Okay.
Is this the bonnet of the Scotsman or the Scotsman's bonnet? You see, so okay, so or is this a bonnet of the Scotsman? Maybe he's got a bunch of them.
That threw me because it looked like halibut, and I thought
Yeah.
it was describing the hat as being a Scottish hat. But
Yeah.
now
There
I
you go.
realize it's the person who owns it is on the
Yeah.
end, right?
Mhm.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought too, is that a Scottish hat?
Yeah.
From
They're not
Scotland,
Scottish,
hat.
but of the Scotsman. Kutch, put a little apostrophe in there. Kutch and the Chur Shiv Kota Avali.
There.
Where did you put the boy's coat?
Yeah, where did you put the boy's coat? Kutch and the Chur Shiv Kota Avali. The coat of the boy.
Ota Avali. Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Bleva. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's try translating into Gaelic. The cat's paw. Remember paw?
It's spoke.
Oh,
Spoke.
Spoke. Yeah, okay. Spoke.
Spoke. A twitch.
Spoke.
Spoke.
Spoke a catch. Spoke a catch. Okay.
Okay.
Or a cat's paw.
Spoke catch.
Spoke catch. Yeah, very good. Okay. The head of a poet. Got the,
I say here Pika.
yeah.
That's probably happened. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's a little better being a Scots poet nowadays than it was
Yeah,
back in.
right. That's incentive for all the other poets
Yeah.
to do better. Okay, the head of a poet.
I had
Kian on bad.
Count of ours.
Arch.
Yeah, count of ours. Yeah. The head of a poet.
Kion
Um,
Bar.
Count Barst. Yeah, count Barst.
There's-
Yeah, Barst. Yeah. A head of a poet. No thes in there at all. Okay. The waves of the ocean.
Toda Namara.
Conan Huan.
Yeah.
Cohen.
Tona Namara. Very good.
Or Mata.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between
Amir.
Moore and Cohen?
Yeah. Masculine would be, yeah, good. Okay. Yeah. Tonin Achuan.
So what's the difference between Moore and Cohen?
I'm sorry?
What's the difference between Moore and Cohen? like Mara, Namara, I guess, and Cohen.
Oh, yeah. Both used.
It's
Uh,
Same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, like between sea and ocean or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So Namara would be the sea one.
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
of the
and
ocean.
yeah, and the interesting thing about Mara is, for Muir,
Mhm.
M-U-I-R. Let's see. Muir equals masculine, but genitive Namara is feminine.
Really?
So that's kind of interesting. I mean, so so here's another one. Bhàta. Bhàta is masculine, but if it's sailing, I think I've got this right. A shola, if bhàta is sailing, it's feminine. So if you're, you know, ha-i a shola, you know, she is sailing. You know, ha-a Ansanakar, you know, he is in the harbor, the boat is in the harbor, but ha-i a shola. So that's just kind of an interesting thing. I mean, you don't have to remember that at all. Okay, yeah. It's not going to be on the test. Okay, okay, but let's see. It's Ansanakar. Okay. Well, air an anchor, at anchor. Okay. Well, he is at anchor. He a shola. She is sailing. Okay, that's just kind of an interesting little thing. I mean, you know, yeah, how gender can flip sometimes. You know, there's a few words in which that happens. Now, of course, sometimes depending on where you come from, you know, or what, you know, what dialect you're speaking, you know, you can have differences in feminine or masculine. And then somebody once told me that people from Lewis tend to over feminize, that they will feminize words that normally would be masculine, and sometimes without a pattern. So anyway, so all right, okay, okay. So the Scotsman's coat.
Kota.
No, Alana.
Halibut.
Alapinich, yeah.
Halibut.
Kota an Alapinich, or a Scotsman's coat.
Kota Alabanik.
Kota Alapinich.
Mhm.
Very good. Okay, okay. So I'll leave the rest of these for you to do. Okay. All right.
And do we need an H dash before the Scotsman? Or no? I couldn't tell what we were saying.
No, no, not an H dash. Okay. Okay. It's because it's on Alapinich, so there's no H that goes in there. Okay. Now, when we get into the feminine side, then you would see something like the H dash.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now
Òran.
let's try a song. This is one that we're going back to. You know, we've sung this before, but not for a while. Bhàta.
Yeah, about that.
Okay, and this was actually written in the late 1700s.
Wow.
You know, and we know who wrote it. You know, just a Sheena Nichuli. Okay, Jean Finlayson. Okay, in English, of Tong. Now, does the name Tong as a location or a town ring a bell?
No.
Okay, somebody going to say something? Okay.
Baby said something.
Okay,
Maybe a little bit more tell us.
it's where Donald Trump's mother came from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because I know she was Scottish, yeah.
Yeah, Tong on the Isle of Lewis.
Hmm.
Well, she must have had an accent.
She did.
Yeah. So here's Donald Trump in front of his family.
So
house.
Trump's mom probably spoke Gaelic.
What's that?
Trump's
Probably. I would think so.
Trump may have heard his mother speaking Gaelic.
What? I'm sorry?
Trump may have heard his own mother speaking Gaelic, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey,
Might have. I mean, he's never given any indication that
No, he hasn't said it.
Yeah. That he picked any of it up. But
if she was on the aisle and it was around 1913 or 1900, she could have been, well, he's younger than me, but
Yeah.
older than me. So 1910 it wasn't obliterated then, was it?
yeah,
Or was that in the height of it?
no. She was a Gaelic speaker. You see, so here it is, right outside Stornoway.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, just trying to find a map of it. Okay. But funny story. I don't know if it's funny, but I'll just tell it to you. I was talking to somebody who is flying back to Scotland, many years ago. Okay. And she happened to sit across the aisle from Trump's mother, who was speaking Gaelic at the time. She's speaking Gaelic with somebody. But then as she told the story, she lowered her voice and said, with an American accent. So somehow she picked up an American Gaelic accent, or a Gaelic American, something like that. Anyway, so but the person who told the story was not approving of the American accent.
Oh, well.
Didn't say anything about the politics, just didn't like the accent.
Well, and what do you say, somebody who tries to speak Gaelic, the one thing you have at the beginning, that it's better to speak Gaelic or something than to
Broken Gaelic.
not speak it at all?
Broken.
Oh yeah, very definitely.
Yeah.
Shower Gaelic Bristja and Bierlach Chlistja. Better broken Gaelic than tripping or fluent English.
Yeah.
Seems like a strange thing if you grew up with it to lose the native accent. It seems like an unusual thing to happen.
Yeah. Very often that doesn't happen, but so anyway.
Well, probably once you know how they say once you go back, it's like you pick it up again. So maybe it was just her on the flight and then.
Well, true.
there.
Yeah.
Picked it up.
Yeah. And true. I mean, it could be something like that. It could be once she became immersed in it, she because I know people who do something like that just inside the United States. I mean, say
Texas.
Somebody comes from the South or something and goes north and they acquire a northern accent, and then when they go back home they start speaking with the southern accent, so it takes them a short time to pick up the old accent. So so that very well could be what happened. Anyway, I just thought it was a funny story. I mean, her her lowered her voice and said with an American accent. Okay, all right. So let's go to bhàta or bhàta. And it's bhàta, the boatman, but here she's talking to him, and that's the vocative. So it's bhàta. Okay, so all right. So say after me, bhàta. Nahoroela. Okay, and this doesn't mean anything. Oh, Batman. Oh, it's translated as no one else, and it's not really. Doesn't really mean that. I'm going to cross that off. That's the translation that I got. Okay, which I don't like anyway. So because these are vocables. Okay, Mohori slan let iskach ach chates u. Mohori slan let.
Slan let
Gach ach an
ach chechu.
Uh-huh. Yeah, my farewell to you, and wherever you go, my it kind of means farewell, but my forever health to you or with you or something like that. Okay. Suri is forever, slan is health with you. And so, so again, translating into idiomatic English, but sometimes it helps to take a look at what it literally means. Okay. Is Trich Michelton.
Is tree
Shelton.
On Kroch is Arstja. Is often I'm looking from a hill as the highest. Yich mi am fech mi fair bhàta. That I might see my boatman, or no, the boatman. It's not my. Okay. On Chiku and Jew.
And Chiku and Jew.
Chiku Marek. Or will you come today or will you come tomorrow? Samar Chiku each or Gutrug me Gutrug It's Mar Chiku each or
here. Gutrug me.
It's not Mar, it's Ma.
Machi.
If
no. Is it Mara or
no? Be Mura. Yeah, Mura. If not, you come. Then I will be sorry. Trug ahami. Okay, have to.
Trugahami.
Yeah. Truig ahami.
Truig.
Truig. Amochria sa. Mochria
sa.
Bristja. I love that phrase. Bristja, broken, bruised. Is trich na jor. Arui omhulen. Is often the tears running from my eyes. On chichu nok. Nambi mogul root. Okay. Or will I, be expectation for you? Nadun me Doris le os nahurach. No, will I close the door with osna, with a sigh, hursich, with a sad sigh. Hursich, sad sigh. Is trich me feinech. Is often I ask je luch nambata of people of the boats. Okay. Fach yet u. Belu salvage. If you are safe. Aksaun hagachun. You Garachin. Okay. It's and they tell me that each one of them tells me Gregorach Misha Hukmi Gragut that I am foolish if I gave you my love. If I gave my love to you, okay? Gelmo Lennon go. Gun Yenchita. Promised my love to me. Gun a gown Yenchita of silk. Gele shoot. August Brechen Rivach.
Promise
Promise that, and a tartan fine, fine ore,
Fine or
An or.
on some fech and uve.
on some feckin every
Okay, a gold ring in which I will see an image. Ach, ach, echelum,
ekulum
gunjen ejichen. Okay, literally something like that. He would do forgetting. Okay, that he would forget. Get a herstiet gunro utrum. Although they said you were flighty, that's light, lightweight. Hato luchtig shoot. Mahul orsht. Okay. Will not lessen my love for you. Be too masling. Ansanaicha. Or in my dream in the night. Is ounce of aten. Me got einig. And in the morning I ask for you. Huch me gul gut. Is chanut mi achich. I gave you, I hook me gul love to you, and I may not deny. Achikuk. Hagul bliana. Hagul raya. It is not love of a year and is not love of a season. It is not love. It's more like of a year or a season. Okay. Achgul ahoshik. Nuravamin fastia. See, so there's childhood sweethearts, right? It's naksherach achai. It's uncluy ambas. Okay. And will not wither ever until I die, until death takes me. Okay. Hamocharshin getrich. Often say, my friends often say, "Gumfemi durchas." Lick ergichenich. Okay, that I must your image let in my forgetting, Akorlago, Ojivin. Okay, be Chilik Mara is Torshliani. Okay, but that advice for me is so mysterious or unfathomable. It says unfathomable, it's more like mysterious, but anyway. And as is the returning of the tide, okay, or the turning of the tide. Be me tulu tursach.
Be me tursach.
Jurach. Marelavan. Is Sanjay Arepach. Okay, so I am too sad and tearful as a white swan that has been torn on Jay Arepach. Gulik Bash. Echerlochen Feirach. Okay, sounding her death call on a grassy loch is Kachgalier.
Is Kachgalier.
Ajay Atreya. Okay, after being having been forsaken by all. Okay, all right. Okay, so now we'll sing it, and not all the lyrics that we read are in the song, but it gives you a feeling for it, and I think I found a one with a with the lyrics printed on it. So, so that'll be helpful for us. So let's see what we can do now, okay? Do we have this one? No, I don't want that one. Let's see, I've got 3 here, but I got one that at least to start off with, I think is better. Yeah, okay, all right, okay, so we'll try this one. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. 75. Oh, by the way, this is a well, I was going to say an actual song, but it's a song written by somebody who actually experienced this, a young woman who was yearning, pining for her loved one, and happy ending. He eventually came back after working on the ships, after working on the boats, and they got married and lived happily ever after. So anyway. Okay. But she wrote this when she was kind of at a loss and waiting for him, wondering if he'd come back and everything like that. So anyway, all right. Okay, so mute and sing along. Okay, so there we go. Here bhàta. Okay, all right. Okay, leva. Any questions? Any questions so far? No, let me see. I've still got the.
Okay, there's some words that have MH in. Let's see, the 1, 2, 3,
What is that?
4, the fourth, the last sentence in the fourth, well, the third from the bottom paragraph, the last sentence, Ak Eglet, Lungun Jane, A Yochum. How do you say that last word?
Okay.
Diochium. Is the MH a V before the N sound?
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Let me. Where are we? Okay. I'm going to share the screen again so I can. Okay. All right. So right here,
Yes.
Ekalum Gunjene G Knick.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. This is a shortening of G-Knick. So it would be something like G-Kn. G-Kn. Okay. The whole word would be G-Knick. Forgetting. Okay. But right here, it would be an Ekalum Gunjen e G-Knick.
G-chum.
G
So
G-Hun. G-Hun. G-Hun.
Giacum.
G-Hun. G-Hun.
Giacum.
So the MH would disappear.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Okay.
united, and you'd pronounce the end.
Okay.
G-Hun. Okay.
Thank you.
Shade of air. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. All right. So let's take a short break, and then let's see. Hold on. I want to share the screen again. Where are we? How do we share the screen? Okay, I always forget. Okay, share screen. Okay, so what I want to do tonight is Korak. Okay, so in our after session, use as much Gaelic as possible. And you can look words up. You can help out your partner. You can speak Gaelish. You can code switch. You know, just keep the flow going. You can say "Hunig me deer." I saw a deer when we went to the mountains, something like that. I mean, you know, so you can bounce around from topic to topic. You're at a Kaylee, so you got to keep the conversation going. Okay. All right. Okay. So right here's some possible topics. Film no your alevu. What does that say?
Speaking the film, see.
Yeah.
What
Tell about a film that you saw or a book that you read. Okay. Or what did you do at
the end of the week or weekend?
Yeah, the weekend. Kale on Tolet the Ageistic Rish.
What kind of music you like to listen to?
Yeah, very good. Or Jay Duskill. You know, what's your story? You know, so what's your story? Okay. Or, you know, or if a film were made of your Nambiag Iatagina film, Moyen Dovea, Inch go on scale. You know, if a film were made of your life, tell us the
Not
story.
good.
All right. Okay. All right. So